Welcome into Creator CTO. I'm joined by my friend, the CEO of Snapback Sports, Jack Settleman. Jack is hiring for two engineering roles. I guess that's kind of a trick because the internship is going to be 6 people. We're recording this on March 11th because this AI stuff's moving fast. And Jack, I brought you on here to talk about the two roles, your thought process in hiring for engineering right now when a lot of people are downsizing or
Yeah.
taking the easy cost cutting benefits from that AI is providing. But before we get into those two roles, I wanted to first ask you about your experience with the agency that you worked with. Because when we first talked about your product stuff, it was prior to you even getting involved with it or hiring an agency. And then you did hire an agency, and now you're moving into hiring two roles, the AI internship and the director of engineering role. And so, yeah, what was your experience like with the agency, and how did that shape your thought process now going into this AI kind of inflection point?
When I hit you up about a year ago, I was curious your perspective. Should we hire in house? Should we do an agency? And we ended up opting for an agency. And for anyone who's going through this kind of first time experience, where do we allocate? I think agency is a really good use case. And you'll see, it's funny. Companies go through like this roller coaster where it's like, if you're just trying something, like it makes more sense to use agency. Then you want to
Right.
bring in house. And then it's funny, like a lot end up actually going back to the agency model and outsourcing. The pros, cons, things like payroll and health benefits and the hiring process. And you still have to go through that with an agency, but it's way
Right.
less intensive and it's a little bit less of a commitment. For us, I think it was the right decision because what 10x built for us is this really stable, really scalable platform that really we learned a ton about engineering along the way, which was the
Yeah.
original goal. Now, where we're at, combine that with AI, and it feels like we just got to be moving like way quicker. And
Yeah.
way quicker doesn't have to mean sloppy. It doesn't actually have to mean like shipping shit like way faster necessarily. It has to mean that like the lag in communication just needs to shift. And so, as an example, like if we wanted to have a new badge in the app for like whoever finishes second, right? Because he's a second all-time leading scorer. Whoever finishes second on today's daily game, like they're gonna get a BAM badge, like
Right.
something funny, gimmicky, right? It's not this massive blowout feature,
It's
but
just like
with
a
an agent,
real
yeah,
time
real
reminder.
time. Like people like the little things.
Yeah. In the
Um,
product world, we call those like delighters,
yes,
these little things that delight the user's day.
exactly. And I think that that is what an agency just can't offer, right? Like
Yeah.
there because it wouldn't make sense for us to allocate our time to be like, you know what? Stop the redesign that we're in the middle of and like work on this Bama versus if you're working and in-house, you gain a lot more benefits there.
They
So
have the
I'm
context. You have the shared context of like day to day that you can just quickly, hey, we need this here. And it's not some big rigmarole or something.
I think shared context is probably the perfect way to describe it. It's something we're about to hire a video editor, and people are like, "Why don't you freelance?" Right? Because your
Right.
workload fluctuates. It's like shared context. It just
Yeah.
matters so much.
Yeah. Video
So
editors, a
yeah,
storyteller, and that shared context gives you an edge when it comes to storytelling.
I think that it's funny. Like, can AI solve for that? Right?
Right.
Because
Yeah.
it can scan through. Like, it is impressive. It can scan through your Slack and your email and gain some of that shared context. So we'll see in the future, but for now, yeah. So that's one role that we're going to bring that in house, and the way we're describing it is like a head of eng role, someone who's going to be in the code base actively building stuff, but also like will be working with me to set product vision, not just for the trivia app, but for long term at Snapback, because we want to become a media company. Like we still have to grow that part of the business, but we want to build products, digital products, software, tech, all that stuff as well. Because I think there's so much that the fan has been underserved for forever, right? Like you
Yeah.
get jerseys and you get like all these different physical goods, but how do you make the fan experience better? And I think
Yeah.
these tools and engineering, we can do that. So yeah, I'm pumped to go through the process and learn about that.
So you went through the agency part of it and you saw, okay, this is like perfect to get your toes wet. You guys launched the trivia app and got
Yeah.
that going, the daily trivia game where you got your users in there, which paired well with the trivia content. And so now we're coming into this point. You want the director or head of engineering in house, someone who is doing the product. It was interesting that you chose head of engineering. Whenever you texted me, you said like director of engineering, and that really intrigued me
Yeah.
because it seems like right now, specifically, the Silicon Valley world, the startup world, is very much on this like product person train. They're like,
Yeah.
engineering is solved for, coding is solved for, or soon to be solved for, and the only it's just going to keep moving up the stack until you're basically doing the founder product work.
Right.
uh,
Right.
is that the person you're looking to bring on? Do you intend to have them do that part of it too, like work with you on the company strategy, laying that into the product vision?
I want them as involved as possible. I still don't think we're fully there in replacing, but I will say, like, one of the things that I get excited about is being on the product side and driving
Yeah,
product vision and thinking about our users because I communicate with them so much and I'm so
yeah,
passionate about that. So we want to find someone who's also passionate about the building. And yeah, there are some more complex stuff that we're going to build, right? We want to build like our HQ live game for
yeah,
sports within the app. That you can't build that shit on Replit. I don't care that they raised $500 million today. Like we're
right,
still not fully there on that. And unfortunately, time may come where that happens. But I think there will always be a place for elite engineers to pivot and figure out like how
yeah.
to be value add. And yeah, so that's it's funny you keep saying director of engineering. One of our Sean was like, you know that the acronym for head of engineering is ho, and I was like, I didn't know that, I wasn't thinking about that, but that is good to know.
It's like horse. It's like
Yeah,
horse rules.
exactly.
So let me pivot that then into this AI internship, because I think this is a really unique structure that you've created to create an internship and to essentially vet young talent. And then specifically, you're focusing it on AI. It's not engineering intern. It's not product intern. It's AI intern. And talk to me a little bit about how you guys came to this decision to run this AI internship program, and like how did you get like how did you go from okay, we want to hire a product guy to like, all right, it's time for the
Yeah.
gauntlet interview style?
It's funny because at the beginning you said two engineering jobs. And I do want to be clear like this person could end up on our social team or they could be our
Mm,
new marketing. I just want AI because I my
interesting. Yeah.
bet is AI is going to be impactful. It's going to matter. So I want to embrace it. So
Yeah.
where Snapback sits is kind of in the middle of all these different things, right? It's content, it's sports, which are interesting, it's technology, it's my own interest in business building. And so, like, AI just encapsulates all of those things, right?
Right.
Now, the narrative, similar to like prediction markets right now, is garbage, right? Everyone hates AI. It's taking jobs, which
Right.
it is. It's ruining creatives, which it is. Like, there's
Yeah.
all these negatives to it. There's so many positives from it because
Yeah.
creatives can now do things they couldn't have done. And like, there's all different opportunities. But I figured two things. One, let's just see, is AI really going to take jobs or not? Because I want six kids jamming away at AI all summer long. And if shit doesn't work, then fuck it. Maybe AI won't take all our jobs, right?
Right.
But if it does, at least we're giving an opportunity to young people. And I think that's the issue is like social media, people didn't hate social media. I mean, the old sticklers did because they're like, fuck these
Yeah.
kids, right?
It's different. It's
But
changed. Yeah.
but it was an equalizer, right? You
Right.
could make a video whether you're 18 or 80. AI, I know the membership is only $20 a month or what it may be, but it feels like it just widens this wealth gap. And I think
It
that's
does.
why
Yeah.
people really hate it. So let's give kids an opportunity who are struggling to find a job. Now they're going to have a highly impactful job and get this chance. I think that's what makes it a little bit different. So it was all those
Yeah.
thoughts and then put it out on the internet and now it's a real thing.
Dude, I love that. And I like the call out you made in the beginning that this is just the AI job, because it really feels like the biggest skill set with using AI is agency and resourcefulness. Like how good are you at solving the problem using AI?
Literally.
Engineers might have an advantage when that comes to building products with AI, but they're not necessarily at an advantage when it comes to automating a lot of the content operations part of the business, which is definitely an area in which you could apply AI to get the gains, you know?
100%. Yeah, it's a great point. I'm going to take that plus what you said earlier and mark those down and steal them for myself. I already have an AI note taker
Yeah.
taking notes. Yeah, I love that. Agency is really what matters here. And so we're looking for people to be proactive. And in our application process, people built some stuff, stood it up on Vercel, sent demos. And I'm like, fuck, this is exciting. Like kids are using, they're using
Yeah.
it for bad and crypto's for bad and gambling's for bad.
Yeah.
But like there are some examples of these kids taking these tools at their disposal and doing good stuff. And I think we want to highlight those.
So who are you hoping you find through this process? Because at the end of this 8 week long process, you're gonna hire maybe one of these people full time.
Yeah.
Who are you hoping that person is? Like, or like what qualities do you hope that they have, or skills that are you imagining when you are writing
Yeah.
that description?
I think it's a community builder. And it's like ironically like on the complete other side of probably like product eng and
Yeah.
AI all combined.
Yeah.
But
Community
someone
destroyer AI.
yeah, exactly. Someone who like just understands how to foster community and uses and then has the agency to use AI, be creative, because what creates true community is creativity, right?
Yeah.
And so if someone can be mega creative, yeah, I actually think that would be the ideal person. But there's, people have asked like, what's the goal with this? And I think in business, like sometimes you don't like I don't think it's terrible to not have like a set goal. I think we have
Yeah.
ideas of like what could play out of this, but I don't know. I kind of want to just like see. And if it's a
Yeah.
disaster, then maybe I look back and I'm like, well, maybe we should have set a fucking goal. But yeah, I want the kids to kind of drive part of it. You got to put them in structure. Like I
Yeah.
get the balance between, being like, here's Claude, have a great summer,
Build me something.
and like giving them structure. But still, I don't want to limit them because I'm a big thinker. But anytime you put anyone in a box, they stay constrained to that box.
Yeah. And creativity is all about constraints, as we know. Being a creator, it's like you have to add the right level of constraints because not too many and you have no idea what to do. Too many, you're constricted. So I really like that approach to it. And I like the point you're making about not everything necessarily needs to have this like certainty value attached to it in business. It's kind of like you're casting your net. Like this is the goal here is learning. You will almost certainly learn more by doing this at the end
Yeah.
of it, whether it was a bad idea or good idea. And
Yeah.
then on top of it, you have the upside of recruiting talent, right? Like finding talent, which is valuable to the company. And so if it's low enough cost to you, then yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's unique. It's a unique way to gamify this talent evaluation process. And yeah, I'm excited to see how it goes.
Yeah, someone called it Hunger Games.
Yeah, I saw
And
that.
and it's funny because like
It sounds awesome though. Why did
I
they
mean
said it like a bad thing? It's not.
I
It sounds
know, I know.
awesome.
Yeah, it's a different people have different opinions on stuff, which is fine. I'm like everyone's doing the same shit. They have these miserable internship programs.
Yeah,
Kids probably
same
don't like
job
I've
description.
right. I've sat through 3 of them in my life. I don't know. Yeah, is it the greatest offer in the world? Are we Deloitte? No. So like, yeah, our financials aren't. You talk about the price. Like people are obviously want us to do a housing stipend, and like I would love to do all these things. Program's going to cost us 80 grand plus.
Yeah,
We're going to hire a full time job. We weren't even going to do summer interns, and originally we were going to do like 2 of them if we even were, and it was going to cost us 8 grand for the summer. So like it,
this is a
you
bigger
know,
program. This is
yeah,
more
no
people
one.
hired, more opportunities.
Exactly. Yeah, so I'm pumped for it. Hopefully it goes well.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to check back in with you and hear how it's going. But I think also that the thing that's maybe discounted in that conversation is the experience that you get out of it in a situation like this. For if someone's goal is to build a brand, to build a creator business, there aren't that many opportunities like this out there. It's simply a supply and demand problem. So yeah, I think the opening that opportunity up to more people is it's a good idea. It's a good opportunity. Those people will likely be impacted whether they get that job or not. They're gonna likely take that with them.
100%. And that was the other thing. You talk about experience, like most of these internships, they give you experience. I mean, some don't even pay because they claim they're going to give you experience.
Some pay and they don't give you any meaningful experience for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can't imagine any of the six kids are going to leave the summer being like, yeah, I didn't really learn much. Like, that's the
Yeah.
one thing I know they're going to get, and they're going to get paid to do it. It's right. When you go to college, you got to pay them,
Yeah, you
and
pay them
there's
to
no
learn.
guarantee that you're even going to learn. So, yeah, I mean, I'm biased, but I think it's a pretty kick-ass program. So, yeah, we'll see.
Cool. Thanks for coming on and talking about it, Jack. We'll definitely check in with you again on the program. But yeah, dude, I appreciate it.
Of course.